Hello everyone and welcome to Call It Crits. We're here to play some Dungeons and Dragons and we're here to entertain you as much as we can, even though we're all feeling probably very exhausted after a day at our day jobs. Oh, apparently Ralgin is fine. Ralgin is fine, he's just rubbing it in. So, just to be smug. So, tonight on the session we are going to be entering into the town of Aelar in our 75th session. It's like a milestone, like 3/4 of 100, 3/4 of a century. 75 sessions we've been going for this, which it feels a bit it's a bit surreal really. It's definitely the longest campaign I've ever been involved in, which is amazing. So yeah, could you guys just talk a little bit for me, because I don't know if Discord is working. It's not picking up the audio, so let's just fix. I think we should absolutely. Right, everyone talk for me.
Be done with it.
Hey, it's working now. Yeah, we should 25 weeks. We should, or give or take. Probably more like 30, because Christmas we usually take a couple of weeks off. For session 100 I should plan something big for you, I think. And do something nice.
Dragon fight.
If you guys want a dragon fight for session 100, who am I to? I will definitely. An ancient red dragon.
No. He said drag and fight. We want to drag something.
And fight it.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. So I should say that again.
It'd be the 1st of April, 23 would be the 100th episode, which that's 2 weeks left.
Really? It's going to be the 1st of April.
Oh, that's gotta be a sign, guys.
Yeah, that would be cool. Although, does that take into account the missed sessions that we might have in between?
I did factor in 2 extra weeks to that.
Oh right, okay,
Oh.
cool. So yeah, it could end up being April Fool's Day, which is even better. It means I can plan a themed session.
Oh no.
That would be awesome. You're not going to be able to trust a single thing I do that day. Just to let you know.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, good point. Anyway, let's get into the announcements on before today's session. So yes, hello everyone and welcome to Call It Crits. We're not officially sponsored by them, but I always have to mention Caprani Wheeler, who made my wonderful dice box. And I don't actually mention this all the time, but they actually do dice sets as well, and they do some beautiful stone dice sets and resin dice sets and everything. And when we went to Tabletop Live, they feel the weight of these dice. They are beautiful, very just gorgeous. So if you want to get yourself some decorative dice that you only roll on special occasions, Caprani Wheeler do some lovely dice, which will bring you lots of luck, I would imagine. So yeah, there's that Caprani Wheeler. Go check him out on Twitter. The captain unfortunately had to cancel yesterday's D&D session, so it wasn't on yesterday. So it should be on next week. So if you're going to be checking out what Doug is up to in the other sessions with the captain at SS Adventurer on Twitch, please make sure you go check them out, or that channel out. And Ralgin, are you still dillying on Twitch?
I haven't for a few weeks, but I think I'll pick it up again this weekend. So yeah.
Nice, cool. Are you picking up many followers on Twitch, Ralgin? Rob?
No. No.
I should have been drinking tea at the same time. Oh, excuse me. So so if you are following us and you want to get some other decent stuff, then go follow Rob. Still playing Monkey Island, I imagine.
Yes.
It's got a lot of weight to that game. Excellent. Is there anything else anyone else wants to mention before we begin? No?
Don't think so.
Okay, sweet. So let's get into tonight's session and find out what we got up to last week. So previously on Call It Crits, the party have been sent to the Aelar Woods, rather not reluctantly, but hastily, I would probably say. after Yul, in a bid to get them out of a very death-defying situation, forced them into a tree, which transformed via plants, took you to the Eldel Woods. Unfortunately, Yul closed the portal before he went through, basically leaving him trapped on the other side and at the mercy of the Vicious Whisper on the other side there, and his forces. This much to Sal's despair, and there was definitely a moment in the last session where it even got me a little bit choked up, where Sal, sort of opened up to how it's the second time it's happened to them, and yeah, it was quite a moment. So if you want to catch that moment, head on over to YouTube and watch the session, because it got me choked up. Pardon? Yeah, we do. We're all on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. So there's so catch that on there, because it was one of those moments where it's like vulnerable. Like, one of the characters is vulnerable. The Sal sort of puts on this sneaky and sort of like grimace facade. Really, they're just they're still marshmallowy on the inside, like us all. There was that moment, and the rest of the party, obviously, the Eldel Woods has its own illusionary defenses to people that they don't want to enter. One of them was the Lonely Mist, which Aelar was able to warn you about, just as it was ganging up on you all. You all had your own individual illusions, to which you all passed with flying colours. I was trying to lure you all into the woods, but no, you all passed and made it through to the pumpkin patch, which was the final line of defence, where you got attacked by two big pumpkin monsters. Can you tell it was Halloween last week?
Was it?
Yeah. I like to do a good Halloween session every now and then. When the session falls on Halloween. I know, yeah, it's just coinkydink. So that kind of what happened at the end of that session is you fought off those big pumpkin monsters, and with an awesome fireball shuriken from Grinks, lobbing the head off the last one, you all made it through the magic circle. That was where we ended the session. Everyone got through, and the session ended, and that's where we pick up tonight. So as you all, there's a big bright light. And you all sort of like the runes begin to glow around you, and you are all teleported into the town of Eladel. Now, as soon as the light begins to subside, and you begin to taking your surroundings. Is anyone doing anything, by the way? Because obviously when you're going through an unknown teleportation circle, I would imagine. Are you just going through? No, I would imagine there'd be some sort of prep that you'd want to do, or a mindset that you're going in this. What's the mindset people are going in here with?
Hi.
Go on, Sal.
So, Sal, are you immediately going to try and hide?
Yes.
Okay.
I am going to, because I know this isn't, I believe it to be an elven village. I'm going to put up and try and sink into my hood so it's not immediately obvious that there are 3 drow in a party.
Yeah.
You've still got my ring, and it's got invisibility plus 1 other spell in there.
Okay. Excuse me.
Morin is just in the suit and holding a guiding bolt just in case.
Holding a guiding bolt in case. Okay, so as you go through the teleportation circle, and it obviously takes about 6 seconds for this whole thing to happen. In that moment, Sal, if you're going to be looking for a hiding place, I'd like you to first do a perception check as the light begins to sort of like subside, and you'd imagine be sort of looking around for somewhere to hide. So give me a perception check.
Mm-hmm. That is 15, and I closed my character. So that's I'm always on the ball. This is why you have me around, because obviously I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
21.
Nice. As the light begins to subside, you notice there's like a stone structure either side of where you are. There's like 2 stone pillars either side. There's one quite close to you. If you wish to attempt to hide behind it, because of your slight build, you could probably like jump and hide behind it quite quickly.
Behind it.
Yeah, yeah. So would you like to give me a stealth check, please?
Yeah, that's a 19.
19. Okay, you feel pretty hidden. 1 second. Just gonna get some dice out, just in case, or just for the occasion.
Oh, I would also like to put my elven cloak up.
Okay, you're putting your elven cloak up to sort of hide. Okay.
Yeah, does that give me plus or an advantage or something to?
What's the abilities on an elven cloak? Does it give you any pluses or anything like that, or is it?
I think it does, but I don't remember what they are.
Okay.
I think it might be advantage to stealth rolls.
Okay. Let's just have a look for elven cloak and see if we can. The cloak of elven kind. Oh, you have where the hood is up. Perception checks are made with perception checks for people to see you are made with disadvantage, and stealth checks are made with hide. Sorry, and you have advantage on stealth checks. So yeah, you can. Yeah, you could be using that. So you put the hood up, and you have advantage on stealth checks.
It's 19.
Nice, nice. I'm just going to say hello to Domesticated Moss. Hello, nice to see you.
Hello, good to see you.
It's so lovely to have a dedicated view. It's lovely. Nice to see you, Domesticated Moss. We've just the party, the teleportation is just landing them in Eladel, and they're just doing preparing their mindset or anything that they want to do before going in. So, Sal, you see this pillar. It's kind of like a stone structure. It kind of comes up almost like a swordish kind of shape, like dagger kind of shape. You kind of dart behind that. Everyone else, you're sort of like getting prepared, hoods up and the like. What is it Grinks was doing?
Then nothing, stumbling through. He's a bit out of breath at the Shuriken way.
Okay, so you just kind of go through, and you kind of take a big deep breath. The teleportation, the light kind of subsides, and you are all faced. First of all, you can't see Sal. Sal seems to have gone, and you also are faced with 3 archers with their arrows pointing at you. They're all wearing green armor, leather armor, sort of like with almost like a leafy floral design, like most of the tribes do. They've got sort of like leather helmets on, and with what appears to be sort of like it's a yellow leaf which sort of comes up and around and sort of like curls around the back of their head, with 2 sort of like red petals that come off the side of this yellow leaf. They're all 3 of them have their bows trained on you, and they have an elven female stood with them. She's dressed in a long, sort of like white, gold and green dress with sort of like floral patterns and a gold sort of like hempen rope tied around. She's wearing various different jewels which sort of come down one side. Which all look like marks of status. She's got her hair tied back into a bun at the back, and 2 braids which sort of come around and hang underneath the bun at the back. She's got quite a serious looking face. She looks obviously she's elven, but you know she looks probably middle aged for an elf. So you're probably looking about 50 or 60 years old. Yeah, she's staring at you, and she's kind of got one hand out. Grinks, you would recognise this as almost like a gesture, as if to say, you know, looking like they may cast a spell if something goes awry. As you teleport through, this is the vision that you are given. Is anyone doing anything? No?
No.
Okay, hang
Yeah,
on.
do I recognise anything?
Yes, you
I pooped
recognise.
darkness.
You poop darkness. Was that what you
Yeah.
said, Grinks?
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
know.
Grinks poops darkness. It goes all dark. You hear a voice just say, "Hold."
Grinks.
Does anybody move?
No.
Do I recognise him?
Okay. Before darkness,
I
just
think so.
like before Grinks went all squid on you and pooped darkness, you did recognise the elven female in front of you. She's one of the council members, one of the head of the council. It goes by the name of Maya Glenmere. She's elf. She's you know her to be one of, or not the elders, but one of the top lead council members of the Elladel Wood. She's also one of the people that wasn't too fond of you when
Well,
you were
Oh no.
when you
Not many
as
people.
yeah, not many people were. There were only a handful that were, that didn't mind your presence. She was one of the ones that never seemed to like you at all. Not in a hateful way, but more in a kind of, you don't have any right kind of thing. That kind of. She didn't think that you held any kind of status within the town because of your half-blood, because your father was human. To put it bluntly.
She's racist.
Pretty much. Yeah, in a fantasy term, yeah, she's not keen. But then most of the elves were not keen on you. But you know it to be, well, actually, you probably won't know most of it. But for now, you might have picked up some things. But it is more to do with your mother's status than anything else. But yeah, do you leave the darkness up, Grinks?
Well, what?
Just kind of imagine I kind of took a breath, finally looked around from the portal, saw the arrows, and was just like, shit.
Yeah. So there's a layer of darkness up at the moment. You hear the female voice come from something like beyond the darkness. You guys can't see each other. You're like even 5 foot in front of you. You can only just see the person next to you. No one can see Sal. Sal's gone.
Yeah.
You hear a voice say, "You must be talented in order to get past the defenses in the woods, but somebody dropped you off halfway. What is your reason for being here? And who are you?"
Grinks, drop the darkness. They know we're here. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, you are dropping out a little bit today, Grinch. We understand
okay.
because of your connection issues.
Are you sure, Roljin?
Yeah, they saw us. It's fine.
Okay, I'll drop darkness,
Okay.
and I'll place my hand on Raldin. I'll stumble round to Raljin's shoulder, and I'll just put my hand on it.
Okay. So as darkness subsides, you notice that the elven female has taken a couple of steps closer now. She's about 10 feet away from you all. You can see that she doesn't seem to, judging by her body language and the way she moves closer, she's not scared of you being there. She doesn't, she's, if it's almost like even if there was an attack or something like that, she's not fearful of what might happen. She's, She says, "They're keeping their bows trained on you until I get an identification from all of you and to find out who dropped you off. Who put you on the inner of our defences."
Morin will retract his helmet, and also pull back his guiding bolt spell. So you see, like as the crystals that form the snake's head of his helmet start forming onto the neck, and he'll step forwards, say, "My name is Morin the Diener, and we found our way here via the Druid Yule."
Yule.
That is correct.
Well, where is Yule?
The last we saw him, he saved us from a battle with Horion, transporting us through a tree and closing it behind him. We don't know where he is now, but we were presumed captured by Horion.
Herian.
Right.
Herian.
Uh,
You'll
Aelar has
so I'm just gonna mention something to you, Aelar. One thing one thing you will notice through this is she hasn't recognised you. Obviously, it's been some time since you've been here. You left when you were, I think, just mid-teens, and it's been maybe a decade, hasn't it, since you've been here last?
Yeah.
And you can kind of get the. I'm going on her history check. She rolled a natural one. She's glancing past you, as if and you can kind of get the idea there's no recognition there.
I don't. Aelar's got no interest in hiding who he is. He's really not bothered. Doesn't really care. It's not something that's important to me. I'm just gonna say, don't you recognise who I am?
There are many elven fighters that come through here. If you're here to try it for the guards or look for asylum, then you're free to try to it. But no, I don't think I've ever seen you before.
I'm just gonna laugh.
What is so funny?
It's funny you don't recognise me. That is all.
Maybe we don't anger the people who are pointing arrows at us, considering we've just been fighting for our lives.
It was awfully brash of. It does seem awfully
Mousy.
brash of Yule to be dropping you off within the defences without the necessary passwords in order to get you through.
I don't believe he had time.
We were in a bit of a rush. We were in a very precarious position. You still not know who I am?
No, are you one of Yule's aides?
Well,
Technically, we are.
technically, yes. Yes, we are.
You work directly for Yule, so did he not entrust you with the passphrases in order to get you through?
We were facing instant death. It was an emergency, and we didn't have time for the exchanging of the passwords.
And what was this instant death situation that you were stuck in?
Herian has commanded Earth Elementals, Algramox if you are familiar with them, and is intending to use them as siege weapons in an upcoming campaign against the kingdom. We had apprehended one. Well, my colleagues here had apprehended one, and we had come up against the bulk of Herian's forces by deception. We were going to die if we stayed there, and Yul, opting that we have a greater purpose, I presume, decided to send us through with haste. As I said, we presume him captured.
Captured by Herian's forces. Why would Herian capture Yul? It doesn't.
Because
yes, Yul once worked for him.
But he was always working against him.
She turns to the archers. Lower, but be ready. We here at Eladel of trying to stay out of the politics of the rest of the continent as much as possible. We are currently within a time of mourning. Herian himself doesn't. He's forgotten about us, in all honesty, and by the stories we've heard, we're quite glad of it. He doesn't realise that. Say that again?
Who are you in mourning of, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, our leader, and I've forgotten your mother's name now. Hang on a second. NPCs. Is it on here? Nope. Sorry, guys.
I'm going to assume you mean Aelar's mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
been dead a while.
Where am I? What's your mother called, Aelar?
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't remember my own mother's name.
You just called her Mum.
Oh, there, Eladel. There we are. Elmira.
Was it
That's
not
the
Malagorn
one.
Jones?
We are in mourning of Elmira Cianadel, our leader, who passed away recently. The mother of Herion. He was supposed to take up the mantle and lead us. Unfortunately, his schooling was not yet complete, and well, forgive me for
Correct me
saying,
if
he's
I'm-
rather a brash young man. Obviously, you can see that he's taking the power of Verto, and well, forgotten about the rest of us.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did she not have another son?
No. No, Herion is an only child. If we had another... She glances over at Aelar another time.
I'm just going to drop my hood and step forward.
You can see... Give me an insight roll, Aelar.
He's
Right,
really good then.
I know you're not
I've
very
raised
good at
it.
them, but just give me an insight roll.
So, insight, that is -1 I get for that. Oh, I rolled a 1 and it's -1.
You step forward, like your hood down, all brash and like like looking as if like it is me, I am Aelar, and everyone else, like even with your passive perception, you know, you don't even you can't, no one can see you, Aelar, Sal, so you're still hidden behind this pillar, staying out of everyone's sight. But even everyone else, even Sal, who's not looking at Maya, notices that she's appeared to have gone almost ghost-like in the face and looks a little bit red in the face. A look of recognition. Aelar, you don't notice this at all. You kind of step forward like, it is me, Aelar, in your body language, not necessarily in your words. And you don't. You're still convinced that she doesn't recognize you. She kind of goes, how? Bows back up, please. And you see the weapons kind of come back up again.
Oh, great.
What are you doing back here, boy?
As I explained, we didn't plan on arriving here. We mean no harm or offence. It literally was a life or death situation, and Yule saved our lives. We were in a precarious position. It was the last thing he could do to save us, and that is why we are here.
Oh, he's playing politics.
Say that again, Grinks.
Oh, Yule is playing politics. And I'm just going to kind of just gesture over towards Aelar.
I wouldn't put it past Yule.
Look, we have no ill intention here. We do not cause any threat. We are just here because it was our last chance of getting out alive.
You notice a slight change in her demeanor. She does almost like a fleeting gesture that has all the archers bring down their bows. She looks at you, Aelar. There's no sense of pleasure in what she says, and there's no sense of gratitude that you're here. But there is a sense of sincerity in what she says next. I'm sorry for your loss. Your mother never wanted you to leave, even against the council's wishes and everything. We thought that once you'd come of age, it would be better that you go. And obviously, when you left, that was still what I thought to be the right decision. Your mother never thought it that way, but I thought that she always thought that she would see you again.
I'm just gonna say, I am at peace with my mother. I spoke to her spirit, and all is at peace there. I'm just gonna nod respectfully.
If you don't mind me asking, how how did you speak to her spirit?
It was some time ago, in a place far away. However, what was the name of the place again, everyone? I've forgotten.
We
It
were
was
in
in
the Feywild.
it was in the Feywild.
Yes, so in the Feywilds, quite some time ago, I had the shock, the fright of my life as I appeared to see my mother there in front of me. And by all accounts, she remains there, and I can see her again. And it was a heartwarming, really meaningful experience for me. And I'm at peace with the passing of my mother.
As far as I could tell, I believe she's become some sort of forest spirit.
That
Oh, maybe that's something you can ask your new friend, Aelar, Seiko.
it does sound something that I wouldn't put it past Elmira to ascend. Although it brings me some peace. Maybe I'll transverse and speak to her myself one day.
Hmm. Yes,
Feywild, though, dangerous place.
very,
Kidding.
very. We had a few experiences. We've had a few dangerous experiences recently. And as I said before, we had no intention of arriving here. We've just found ourselves here, but at least we are alive.
Yule sent you here, and
Yes,
Yule is a man that I deeply, deeply respect. If
us
he
too.
if he sent you here, he must have had a very good reason. Whether he's, and she looks at Grinks, playing politics or not, I can't
Well,
deny it.
I'm just gonna do something. I'm gonna offer a hand and say, look, I'm gonna say, look, I know we've never really seen eye to eye previously, but I'll just say, I have, I bear no ill feelings, and just offer my hand to shake hands.
She doesn't shake it immediately. She responds, I was one of the driving forces that led to your, well, not exile, but you leaving. I was one of the reasons that you didn't get to see your mother in the last few years before her death. I was one of the reasons that you're not supposed to return here. Why,
Yeah,
even when your mother pleaded with me to re-invite you to Elladel, I'm one of the reasons, I was one of the votes cast to stop you from coming back here because of
yes,
what that meant. I was one of the reasons
but
that your half brother has been taught to, his ways and his bloodline and how to rule. Obviously, I failed there. And let you extend me a hand. Why?
because although your intentions weren't necessarily in my best interest, I am who I am now because of those decisions, and I've learned so much about myself because of these experiences. I found this family here because of those that almost like being banished. So if it wasn't for those things, I wouldn't be who I am now, and I'm rather happy with who I am now and where I am in my company. It's first time really I consider myself to have found a full accepting family. And so I suppose in a way I do have you to thank for that.
It's a, it's a very odd sentiment.
I've become a survivor, and it's resilience through these setbacks that have made me who I am. Maybe if I'd have stayed and had a comfortable surrounding, I wouldn't really have been challenged the way I have and wouldn't be the person I am. I'm shaped and chiseled the way I am because of the exposure to the harsh realities that I've faced, but I'm better for that.
Very well. You notice she doesn't extend a hand, but she does drop her guard.
Fair enough. No offense taken.
You may enter Elladel under under watchful eye for now.
Yep.
We will schedule a meeting with the council. Try and find out why you are here, and see if Shay or Valdin have had any word from Yule. Possibly possibly you sent us a hidden coded message somehow, and we just need to decipher exactly what's going on here. We
We
don't
are
really
grateful
want
for your
to.
hospitality.
We don't
Yeah.
particularly want to have to get involved in what's going on within the rest of the with the rest of Anira. However, we ourselves have fallen on hard times. No leadership has led to. Well, it's led to a decline in resources. It's led to a decline in morale within the town and within Eladel itself. So, don't expect many people to be excited and welcoming. I don't know.
A few of us are. Most of us are used to that, to be fair.
Is there a reason why you cover your face, young one?
Well, I'm half drow. I'll just be upfront about it. I pull my
She
hood back.
looks at Grinks as well. Not had dealings with Drow for quite some time.
Well, we're not that different, you and I. We both value the woodlands.
Do you not dwell within the Underdark?
Sometimes, but I tend to make my home in Ashenoak.
Ashenoak. Any do you know the the Whitewood family there?
Quite well, yes. Raljin Arateeth Whitewood, at your service.
Oh, okay. I've met your mother a couple of times.
Yeah, my parents did get around a bit. Well, I'm sure you have much to discuss, and I think we could all use a rest. I don't expect.
We can offer
I
you
don't ex-
beds, and we can offer you beds and food whilst you are here. Still going to obviously make sure there are two of these guards are going to remain with you for the duration. Just as a precaution, obviously you do throw name the Yule, and you do throw around the name Yule as you're here, and only people that have met Yule will know who Yule is, which is why I'm Sorry?
He's an asshole. The bluntest
He's
cantankerous dick.
Yule is an acquired taste. He's for a dwarf, he's lived for a lot longer than many of his kind, and he's seen a lot, and he's been part of the Gaia Moran for quite some time. It's an ever-changing order. Anyway, come with me, and we'll get you someplace to stay. And she turns, and you notice that as she leads, one of the guards kind of turns and kind of nods this way as if to gesture, "Follow us." Sal, what are you doing? Because no one's seen you.
I'm just going to say, seems like blue bloods are as bad as no matter what species.
Are you saying that out loud?
Oh yeah.
She stops. Maya stops and turns. Is there another one of you? You can come out.
But I suppose if you'd been out in the wild like Aelar, wouldn't have grown soft and missed me.
It's a very good
What
trick.
do I do, boss? I come out and I look at Aelar and go, "What do you want me to do, boss?"
You stay close to the party. We are all family members. You know, they'll look after us.
I can see how very well they've looked after you.
Well, forgive and forget and move on. This is, I am who I am because of what I've experienced, and for that I'm thankful.
You've become a better person than some people. Blue
Yes,
blood.
He's going to look a little bit sheepish at that comment.
you've made a point. Let's go. And she turns and continues to walk. The guard, the one guard, sort of like gestures to move, and then he turns around and begins to follow, as if to say, follow him. And then the other two sort of stand at the back and wait for you to move. As you begin to move, and I'm assuming you do. As you begin to move and follow Maya, they sort of like turn and follow you behind, keeping a close eye on all of you. As you walk, sort of like from the teleportation circle, which now as you sort of like, as you get to have a look at it after the lights sort of go down, it's almost like it's a similar teleportation circle. It's a stone concrete one actually on the ground, and there are 4 pillars either side of it with sort of like beams of light at the top. Sort of like it's almost like a standard doorway into Eladel, and it's sort of like surrounded by forest land. And as you sort of like look ahead, just down the path, which is it's a fresh cut green pathway with lots of different plant life and flowers, well gardened, but lots of wildflowers as well. So even though it's it's well kept and well grown, there's a big variety. There's a wide variety of different wildflowers that are grown here and tended to. The trees as well are very different. There's lots of different trees of different colours and different shades: oranges, pinks, purples, reds, greens. That just makes the place really vibrant and both easy on the eyes and hard to concentrate on, as it's quite a it's almost like a painted portrait of a picture. The pathway that you go down is very well kept. It's not a pathway; it's like a grass, almost like a green, that you walk down. Very shaven, really low cut down, and as you walk on it, it's like walking on a carpet. It's if you were walking in bare feet, it would be quite pleasant. You walk of just maybe about 300 feet before you kind of crest over a hill, and you can see a very familiar sight to you, Aelar, the town of Eladel, just sort of like resting up against a hilly mountainside. You can see just sort of like the mountain crop which leads up to where the Knockabacka Mountains, as Eladel sort of like nestles nicely into the Knockabacka Mountains. Let's see if I can get my map up on here. Actually, I haven't opened it. But if you guys want to see the map of Eladel, you guys can open it up in the Discord, and under maps, and there is a map of Eladel there. I'm just going to open up this so that our good viewers can see it. There we go. And so Eladel itself on the big map, for those of you paying attention on the stream, is over here, sort of like nestled just above, just between sort of like the Knockabacka Mountains and the Mirrored Gorge, nestled in a little hilly area there. And the actual map of Eladel, I don't have on here. I'm going to have to upload it. Hang on a second.
Oh no.
I know. Just so I want everyone to be able to see it. Downloads. I'm pretty sure I've downloaded it onto my computer, because you guys won't be able to see it if not. There we go. Let's pop that in there.
So Aelar's having some strange sort of feelings at the minute. He's obviously seeing memories of his childhood flash back in front of him, happy times with his mother, but also sad times of being excluded and not really being sort of embraced. So it's a real mixture of emotions at the minute for Aelar.
Yes, it will be, absolutely. Let me just do this. Come on, there we go, and do that. So that should just open up my map on here. Nope, not that way. Nope, not going to do it. There we go, we'll do that. Okay, so, where you enter the town is, it's just shy of where you see the Blushing Branch Inn. That's where you enter Eladel. So just there. If I can make this bigger, so I can actually see it, it'd be great. Please, come on. Don't know why it's making it weird shapes. Is it because it's oh, never mind. So you enter just up towards the Blushing Branch Inn, which is just unless if can you just see it just below the river named the Verta Pass, which we'll come to in a minute or later on in the session if you want to. And you sort of like make your way through. She leads. One thing you'd notice about Eladel, it's got this kind of a misty sort of like thing to it. One thing you'll be quite familiar because it's quite warm in Eladel. And one thing you'll know actually is that Eladel is warm all year round. Which is how it's able to keep so much of its different plant life and things. The green stones that you see scattered around act as both sort of like a heat source and a light source as well. At night time, it actually gives Eladel this nice green glow, which enables it keeps everything nice and light, so people can make their way around and feel like see where they're going basically. They also have a magical aura about them, which is rather nice. It's a lovely aesthetic. Maya sort of like leads you in and just you get about as far as where the Blushing Branch Inn is. She says, I'll speak to the innkeeper, Rinoin, and we'll make sure you can have some rooms here to stay. Unfortunately, myself, and she looks at you, Aelar, I have taken up residence within your mother's old house. So I and my family are living there. It's not really any space for me to keep you there, unfortunately. But I will speak to Renoin and get you some rooms here at the Blushing Branch. We don't get many travellers coming through here. It's only, as you might be very well aware, we only have people that come through that are announced. Hence, they are given the pass rate in order to get through our forest or woodland defences without triggering any of the unfortunate encounters that you will have come through. If you just give me a moment, I will just go and speak to Renoin, and I'll be back out in a moment. And she heads on into the Blushing Branch Inn. The three guards. Go on.
As she leaves, I call her a stuck-up cow in Undercommon.
She turns.
I wince.
Oh, you're speaking.
I don't know what you said, but there was a slight insulting tone to it.
Right.
Do you
Sal, please.
Do you have a
please.
problem with me, young drow? And she kind of steps back, so like she was about to enter the under the archway, under the porch of the Blushing Branch Inn, but she kind of turns and walks just back towards the group, not in a threatening way, but in an inquisitive way. Do you have?
Sal,
Is there a problem?
Sal, we are guests here. We have to be polite because we are guests, and we
Okay, I'll be polite.
are not here for. I've asked you to. I would not tell you to. I've
That's
asked you to.
why I will be.
Thank you.
So, is everything okay here?
Yes, we're fine, thank you.
She turns and she walks back towards the Blushing Branch Inn. You guys are sort of left just in this little like crossroads for a little while. The three guards sort of like stood with you. Two of them look like they're really paying attention to what they're doing, and there's another one who's just kind of looking around. He doesn't look like he kind of looks like his guard is down a little bit. Obviously less well trained than the other two.
In Undercommon, I want to say to Aelar, how can you stand these people?
Does Aelar speak Undercommon? I don't remember.
Because if it wasn't for their intolerance of me, I might be like them. And I'm thankful that I'm me.
You are that you like the way you are despite them. Don't give them any credit for you.
Morin responds in Undercommon to Sal and will say, as much as we dislike their prejudice and we dislike their attitude to others, maybe we should be tactful until we find out if it's true that this village is no longer endorsed by Orion.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
One of the
Morin
guards.
will.
My apologies to you, Aelar, for insulting you.
Not a problem. You've not insulted me at all, Sal.
One of the
Morin
guards
will,
is,
Right.
is. Go on, say that again.
I'll try to be polite.
Thank you. That's most appreciated. I know it must be difficult.
Yeah.
Morin's going to open his spell shard whilst we're standing around, and he's going to start making notes on the equipment that, well, the Agramox and like the strategies that Orion was using.
Question: what does opening your spell shard look like, Morin, please?
Do I get full creative license on describing this?
Absolutely, this is your thing. I just want to know exactly what it looks like.
So you see, as Morin puts the fingers of his gloves onto the opposite arm, so it's like right hand to left arm, and you see as one of the crystals moves away, and another crystal sort of raises upwards. This one is a luminous light blue. Morin taps his fingers onto the spell shard, and it appears you've seen this look on his face as if he's concentrating, and you've seen it when he casts magic, but his eyes are also moving rapidly as if he's reading something. And with that, he can hear you still and interact, but you'd suggest that Morin's reading or he's writing, but he's not using his hand to write.
As you start to do that and you start casting that spell, you notice the guards almost prick up on a letter, and one of them, in common, because he's heard you speak common, just says, "What is the little one doing?" And he seems to have his bow just kind of twitching slightly. What's he doing? What's he casting there? Excuse me, what are you casting?
He's Elvish, isn't he? I'm assuming.
He is Elvish, yes. He's speaking in common at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to respond in Elvish and say, do not call me the little one, first of all. Second of all, I am wearing a highly advanced set of magical armor. What I am doing at the moment is making notes on a spell shard, a piece of equipment that has long been dead in most parts of this world.
So you're not casting anything?
No, I am merely writing on this spell shard.
It's okay.
Would you like to see for yourself?
Give me a persuasion check.
I get advantage on them because of my tongue of the dragon. 2 seconds. Sorry, I haven't even got my dice out. What a awful D&D player. That is 17 on the dice.
Nice.
So that's 16.
16. Okay. You see him kind of look inquisitive in your direction. Says, "What do you mean, have a look? What do you mean?"
So I will. You'll hear like a click, and the suit just sort of forms away, and I'll step out in my normal clothes, and the suit closes up again. I'll say to him, "Come over." I'll remove the spell shard from my armor.
Okay, he does. He approaches.
So
You notice one of the other guards and just say, "Aphrodite, what are you doing?" And it says, it's okay. I'm curious."
Curiosity is a powerful tool, my friend. As I put out and the crystals on my hand, I say, use your 3 fingers tap on the crystal. You should be able to read some writing.
You notice the younger one, the less experienced one, just sort of pipe in and say, "Didn't they say that curiosity killed the displacer beast?"
Curiosity only kills the unprepared.
At that phrase, Lynx goes, "Oh, I'm glad you didn't say the other version." Which is probably the first time they're hearing the cat.
Yeah, you notice completely distracted now. They go. Did the cat just talk? He's about to tap 3 times on the crystal. Did the cat just talk? And then the other one's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard the cat talk.
No, she says, "No, I don't know what you're talking about. Cats can't talk."
We have
Sal
encountered
is
many
very,
a man.
very strongly biting horrible little comment. They're trying so hard. I hope you appreciate how hard they're trying to be polite.
I'm going to ask more questions about the talking cats later. I'm curious about this crystal though, and you say tap 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, we'll say that's it. Tap 3 times.
3 times, okay. If I blow up, just shoot them, okay? Yeah, okay. He goes tap tap tap. What does he see?
He sees in front of him writing in Gnomish, but with an Elvish annotation. So Morin tends to write in different languages that he knows.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got some notes about Orion's forces. But if you look at like the previous page, Morin's been making notes about alchemy and some things that he's been musing about. Think of it like a mixture of a journal and also kind of like a wizard spell book. Like he's got all manner of bits in there, symbols, drawings, all sorts of things.
It's like a book of some kind.
Yes.
It's vast amounts of information all stored in one place. It's incredible.
Well,
where did you get such a magical item?
What's your name, guard?
It's Aphrodine.
First of all, Aphrodine, I couldn't have stored all that information in my head forever, could I?
I guess depends on how learned you are.
Very.
My brother is a scholar with works at the Arcane Gateway. And he's the clever one in the family. He's the one that he has book smarts. I have weapon smarts.
Well, with your weapon smarts, you'll see that the armor that is standing on its own next to me, that took me but a second to climb out of, that's to my own design. Now, how I come across this crystal, Morin then sort of like brings it away from his hand gently to make the book disappear, as it were. That's a story for another time. And but Morin will then replace the spell shard in the left arm of the suit, and he'll pull out some of his tools, like his crystal smithing tools, and just start doing some repairs from the fight.
Just as you start doing that, you notice Maya sort of like exiting the blushing branch now. Just before I do that, hello Fiery Passion Fruit, nice to see you. Thank you, welcome to the stream. For those of you that don't know Fiery Passion Fruit, she is Maeva in the captain's game that we play on a Sunday night. So it's lovely to see you. Nice to see you. Plug. Absolutely. So Maya starts exiting the blushing branch with another female halfling dressed in taverner's clothes, sort of an apron on. One of the straps on the apron is kind of dangling down a bit, unbuttoned. And she's got kind of like scruffy blonde hair tied back in a ponytail, and quite youngish and cheery features, I would actually say. She looks like she's quite welcoming. She sort of approaches everyone, and is this Renoin? So Maya approaches and says, "This is Renoin. She's the she's the tavern keeper here at the Blushing Branch Inn. She will take care of you from here. However, we are giving you obviously a place to stay and things. However, we will require that if you are going to, could you please maybe just provide some gold towards food and other amenities should you want to use them. Unfortunately, we do have to and Renoin just kind of butts in and says, I do have to make a living somehow, don't I? If whatever you want, I can get it for you. We have plenty of good foods that you can eat, and plenty of plenty of other drinks that you'd like to partake in. But those will come at a cost. If that's okay with you, of course, you don't have to pay for these things. Of course, you also don't have to have them. So it's welcome to the Blushing Branch, by the way.
Maureen will push one of the crystals in the compartment will pop open, and he'll pull out 100 gold pieces. I'm going to put 100 gold pieces directly into the halfling's hand and say, my colleague...
The elf's hand.
Sorry, I thought
the
you
elf.
said...
She's... Oh, did I say halfling? Sorry, I meant to say elf. Sorry, I do apologise. She's an elf.
That's fine.
Sorry, I apologise. That's my fault.
So I put 100 gold into the tavern keeper's hand. And I say my colleagues will likely wish for quite a few meals, as will I. I would also like somewhere I can work on that, and I point towards the suit of armour. If there's maybe a room or just somewhere covered that I can work on the armour.
I mean, our rooms are they're plenty spacious. So if you could certainly put that in there. And you could work on it there. They're all ground level. I don't have any room up in the attic. Unfortunately, it's taken at the moment. My husband is he's working on something himself. And if you hear any noise during the night, just try and ignore it. And and if you hear any screams, it's probably just him swearing at himself because he got it wrong again. You do notice as your attention might be drawn up to the top window of the tavern, and you notice that it itself is sort of blackened. In the windows, it's sort of see-through at the top, but at the bottom is kind of like blackened by probably smoke damage or something that's happened up there. Says,
when she says this, I turn to Grinks and say, I read a novel like that once. It didn't end well, and then I look up again.
No, I'm going to take a step back.
He swears to me one day he's going to get it right, and I believe him. Maybe. But sure. The upstairs rooms, because we don't get many travellers through here, they are they're obviously they're preoccupied by my husband and his hobbies. But if you wish, you can take the downstairs rooms, and they're quite spacious. If I'm honest, I don't know why. I'm not into why Sere doesn't why he doesn't use them, but beats me. He says he needs the moonlight, which I don't know. Anyway, if you wish, of course. Are you offering me this 100 gold? Is this for us to put you up?
That is for whatever you need to recompense for our stay here.
I mean, it'll go a long way, so I'll take it, and I'll hand you any change at the end of your visit. And
please take the full 100 gold. I understand that our coming here could be deemed an inconvenience by some members of the village, and I would much rather that you have ample resources to recompense you for our stay.
Well, thank you very much kindly. Tell you what, we do a lovely rosé wine here at the Blushing Branch. We call it the Blushing Branch wine. It's our namesake. It is beautiful. It is created and fermented with rose petals from the rose trees, and it's sweet and what did my husband say? Dreamy. Is the way that he described it. So yes, if you you'll probably get a few bottles of that, and maybe take some with you, spread it around. We could, I've been trying to thinking about maybe doing business beyond beyond here in the Elladell. So who knows? Maybe if you like it, you might endorse us. She kind of smiles and chuckles as she says that. And Maya here says that you're going to be heading up and taking care of some things before coming, but I'll make sure that the rooms are ready for you all. Some of you will be sharing, if that's okay. I've got 4 rooms available, so a couple of you will have to share, as long as that's okay with you.
How many? There's
Yeah.
5
Never
of them.
mind.
4 rooms. The rooms themselves have already been paid for. They're Maya's has said that she will recompense me for those. But for everything else, you've already given me plenty of gold. So I'll keep the drinks coming. I'll keep the food flowing. Okay. I best be off anyway because we've got some customers in there that are going to be wanting the drinks topping up and their plates filling. So nice to meet you all, and I'll see you soon. And she turns and heads back into the tavern. 1 second, making notes. I'm making lots of NPCs today. So after that, Maya sort of turns and says, "She's probably one of the more friendly ones that you're going to meet while you're here." Like I said, we've kind of fallen on hard times since Herion has abandoned leadership here. We've been doing our best, but yes, for now, I'm going to take you to meet the rest of the council members.